So hello everybody, once again I am Dan Ward, and here we have the Hoyas looking for 8 wins in a row after defeating the Hawks earlier this evening. So beautiful night for baseball now that the sun has set behind the trees here at Shirley Povich Field, 73 degrees at start time. Right now batting for the Hawks, it's the same order as last time if you were listening to the first game, which means it's Dylan Oxer, the shortstop, at the plate right now. Same lineup for the Hawks. Friss, Oxer, DeBlaze, Trower, Tennell, Marshall, Nicastro, Coleman, and Cordell. This time, facing the Hoyas' left-handed pitcher, Jacob Grzybinski, who's another freshman on this team, entering his 9th game, 7th start. 7.20 ERA, 2 wins, 1 loss, 25 innings pitched, 30 hits allowed, 20 earned runs, couple of 14 walks, 16 strikeouts, and now another hit given up here. So number 31 on the season allowed. Bouncing ball that hit off his hands. Got to make sure that that pitching hand is okay. And couldn't be handled by the middle infielders. So Oxer is safe at first. They do give him a hit after it was tipped away. Good speed by Oxer as well. That'll bring up Dominic DeBlaze, batting .308. Average dropping just a little bit after that first game. So we'll have a runner on first with 1 away. Left-handed pitcher, Oxer, 13 for 19 in stolen bases. Might be a little tentative here with Grzybinski. Shows him his first move. And the sun now away behind the trees, clear skies overhead, beautiful night for some baseball. This is a 7-inning game, as it is the second of the doubleheader between out-of-conference opponents. First pitch strike to DeBlaze, 0-1. Junior catching, once again in this game, back-to-back games of catching. So a lot of work for DeBlaze. Surprised to see that he's not the DH in this game. Head coach of the Hawks electing to have him be the catcher for both games. The 0-1 to him had Oxer leaning back towards first. Caught on the outside by Sammy Stevens, who's doing the catching in this game, was the DH last game. Brian P. Davis caught last game, had an excellent day at the plate, and now gets the night off of the doubleheader. 1-1 is swung on and missed. 1-2 to DeBlaze. Long look in from Grzybinski, the 1-2, outside, 2-2. Jamison Trower waits on deck, also had a good game in game 1 of the doubleheader. A couple of singles, couple of runs scored. The 2-2 now to the lefty will wait another pitch as he throws it over to first to check up on Oxer. Now the 2-2. Up high, ball 3, 3-2. Opponents batting .294 against Grzybinski this season. Usually with fairly good control, 14 walks in 25 innings. We'll give up a couple of walks per game. Has been a little bit wild, 7 wild pitches. And hasn't gotten complete help from his defense as he has allowed 27 runs, but 7 of them were unearned. Running on the pitch is Oxer as the 3-2 is fouled away by DeBlaze. Good time to run here with the count full. And a good hitter in DeBlaze, probably going to make contact. Hard hitter to strike out. currently doing some maintenance on the left-handed batter's box, cleaning out a lot of excess dirt. This field was raked and hosed in between games. In good shape right now for game 2. See if Oxer is running on this pitch. He doesn't, and it's down low for ball 4. So similar to the first game in the first inning where the Hawks had runners on first and second with 1 out, they once again have runners on first and second with 1 out and Jamison Trower at the plate. Same situation as game 1, ended in a strike him out, throw him out double play with Oxer running to third. See if they do more of the same in this at-bat. First pitch to Trower's outside, ball 1. Trower batting .248, as mentioned, had 2 base hits, 2 runs scored in game 1. Bats from the right side, plays first base. The 1-0 is in there for a called strike. The umpires doing a little bit of rotating. Ron Whiting Sr. now behind home plate. Ronnie Whiting over at third, and David Speaks moving over to first. The 1-1 pitch now. Hit on the ground into the hole between third and short. Being waved home is Oxer. Coming up with it is Shirley. His throw to the plate is not in time. Coming in to score standing is Oxer. And the Hawks strike first in game 2. They lead 1-0 here in the top of the first. DeBlaze moves up to second on the play. Trower at first after driving in his 24th, team leading 24th RBI of the season. That'll bring up Avery Tennell. Starting at third base once again, we'll see if he moves over to second in place of Nicastro as they did in the first game. Looks at a called strike 1, 0-1. 236 average, 45th game started. 34 hits, 14 RBIs. Not the best of speed on the base pass between DeBlaze and Trower. Similar hit to the last one. They may not be sending DeBlaze in. Ground ball in the hole. We'll see though. 0-2 now. Way ahead is Grzybinski. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, says the home plate umpire. That's a tough one to call. Surprised he didn't ask for help, but it's going to be strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Grzybinski. And there's 2 away now. As Avery Tennell strikes out, it'll be Dwayne Marshall up at the plate. Nothing in 1. Well, the swing by Marshall. Dwayne Marshall raising his average by a point in the last game. Now batting .281. Still second on the team in average. The 0-1 down low. 1-1. Sophomore starting his 37th game now, playing in both games. 36 hits, 14 RBIs. The 1-1. Fouled. Straight back. 1-2. Stevens will ask for a new ball. Grzybinski receives it, looking a little frustrated as he caught that baseball. Sure, a little disappointed with himself that he's given up a run already. Still plenty of time to bounce back. The 1-2 now. Soft grounder over to Weisenberg at third. He backs up on it, looks at second at first, and then fires it to first. And the ball is not in time. Bernauer drops it as he's received it, but I don't think it would have mattered. It looked like Marshall got in there safely. Ahead of the throw, so Weisenberg backing up on the ball and also looking at second first. And that cost him the backing up and the hesitation on his throw. And it's going to be bases loaded now with 2 away for the Hawks. And the left-handed batter, Joey Nicastro. Nicastro last game went 1 for 3. First pitch from Grzybinski, just off the plate, 1-0. Castro with 3 RBIs, 3 of the 5. An RBI in all 3 at-bats, 2 fielder's choice groundouts, and a single to right field. Next pitch swinging, 1-1 now. Opportunity to continue his hot day of driving in runs. If he can get one here, now up to 21 RBIs on the season. 1-1 gets away from Stevens. Ball was low and in the dirt, and that will allow a run to score easily from third. DeBlaze comes in to score. Both runners move up, and it's a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first now for the Hawks. Two-1 hits softly up the third base line. They're going to let it roll, and it doesn't go foul. It stays right on the grass on the infield, allowing Trower to score, and it is a 3-0 lead in the top of the first. Perfectly placed for Castro, who continues to drive in runs. That's now 4 in 4 at-bats for the young man. The junior trying to catch Trower for the team lead in RBIs, now with 22. And really none of these balls hit all that hard off of Grzybinski. Oxer got a hit on a bouncer up the middle. Marshall's hit a little blooper to Weisenberg, who he caught, which she caught. The Castro, the ball that didn't even make it to third base. Trower's was really the only strong hit that was in the hole, and even that was a slowly hit roller that just had enough speed to get through the hole. So Grzybinski really just not having the benefit of luck on his side right now, not being hit hard, but still tagged for 3 runs thus far. He's up ahead on Blake Coleman. 0-2 the count. Runners on first and third. And they have the runner picked off at first. Throw to the plate is not in time. Hawks stealing a page out of the Hoyas playbook. And now Castro moves all the way up to third. The Hoyas had a similar situation in the first inning of the last game. First and third. Runner takes off early from first. They haven't picked off. They throw the ball over to second, did the Hawks. And then instead of just tagging the base runner out, they try to prevent the run from scoring. Same situation here. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20, and you don't want to give up any more runs than you have to, but would have probably been better off just letting the run score and getting the third out. Let's get out of this inning without risking any more damage being done. So now Coleman is up with a chance with a runner on third to bring in the 5th run of the inning. The 1-2 to him is fouled into the net straight back. The Hoyas tagged the Hawks for 5 runs in the first last game, and the Hawks now looking to get some payback here in the first against Grzybinski. The 1-2 is driven into right center field, and they're not going to get this one. It finds the gap, rolls all the way to the wall. Picked up by Davis in center, fires it in. Coleman has a stand-up double, and the payback is complete. 5 runs scored here in the first inning for the Hawks after they were tagged for 5 themselves in the last game. So just like the last game as well, the defense would have been better off just tagging the base runner out and getting that third out of the inning. Yes, the run may have scored, but no damage would have been done after. The Hawks would have left the first inning trailing only 3-0 had they just tagged the runner out instead of trying to get the play at the plate. Now the Hoyas could be batting right now down 4-0 instead of 5-0 and the inning staying alive. Again, hindsight's 20/20, but sometimes you just have to give up the run to get the out, limit the damage, instead of trying to stop the damage at risk of exploding for more. So it will be the 9-hole hitter, Brian Cordell. Cordell was 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch in his final at-bat of Game 1, had 2 strikeouts. First pitch to him is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Hoya's riding a 7-game winning streak, looking for number 8 here, and they'll have some work to do in order to get it tonight. The 0-1 is swung on and missed, 0-2. Grzybinski, even after being talked to by the pitching coach, still clearly frustrated at the performance he's given and the outcome that's come here in this first inning. Just misses the called strike 3, 1-2. Again, other than the double, really no hard hit balls by the Hawks, just finding holes and being hit at the right speed, using their speed to their advantage. The 1-2 now, swung on and missed. Ring him up. Third strikeout of the day for Cordell. And the inning is finally over. But not before the Hawks score 5 runs to get this Game 2 started. They do so on 5 hits. There was an error, and they leave a runner on second base. So we head to the bottom of the first. Hoya's looking to play comeback in this one. They'll get their first shot at Marty Tolson and the Hawks when we come back. Bottom of the first inning, and the Hoyas have some work to do as they find themselves down 5-0 here. And this is their first at-bat against Marty Tolson, right-handed pitcher for the Hawks. Sophomore, appearing in his 14th game and 10th start. A 1-6 record, 7.03 ERA, 48 2/3 innings, 67 hits, 38 earned runs, 47 total runs, 25 walks, 23 strikeouts, opponents batting .332. We'll face a similar but not same lineup for the Hoyas that scored 7 in Game 1. It starts off with Bernstein, who on the second pitch grounds it over to first, and he is retired for the first out in the bottom of the first. 1-3 on the putout. Davis will bat second as he did in Game 1. Davis losing his team lead on as leader in average, that going to Ryan P. Davis after his great game in Game 1. Davis is average now at .309, good for second on the team, just ahead of Bernstein at .308. Takes a called strike for strike 1, .309, 54 hits, 24 RBIs. Bats from the left side. Similar batting order for the Hoyas. We'll go through it now. Jake Bernstein led off. Ryan Davis at the plate now. Then we'll have Eddie McCabe batting third, playing short. Alex Bernauer over at first. Sammy Stevens, as mentioned, doing the catching. Entering the game is Freddie Achikar III. He'll do the DHing in place of Sammy Stevens. And then the bottom 3, the same for batting order and position-wise. Ryan Weisenberg at third, Michael Dorenzi in right, and Austin Shirley in left. And of course, the pitcher once again, Jacob Grzybinski. 2-1 now, the count to Davis. As the sun has set behind the trees, the lights are on. And Davis smacks the ball into left field. That'll be a base hit. Fading away from the left fielder. Davis is hustling, looking for 2, and he's going to be in there standing. Great job by Davis, not assuming anything on the play and not settling for just a single, hustling immediately out of the box. And he's rewarded with a double. There's the Davis that we've been looking for. He was 0 for 4 in Game 1, starting things off nicely with a double here. So Eddie McCabe is up. He had himself a good game, 2 for 4. Average has now risen over 300. 302 now after entering the day at 298. Takes a call, strike 1, 0-1. Defense the same for the Hawks as it ended last game. Ball hit to short. Couldn't be handled initially by Oxer. Fires it over to first. Not in time. Charged him with an error. Davis stuttered at first. Took a second before running and taking off for third, and that may have damaged the sight line for the shortstop. Davis may have bothered him just a little bit, took his eye off the ball for just a moment. And that was enough to have him bobble it in front of him and give McCabe enough time to make it over to first. So first and third, an error apiece for each team. That'll bring up Alex Bernauer. Bernauer was 0 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch, drove in a run, and scored a run in Game 1. Wouldn't be surprised if we see McCabe running here, try to get a quick run. Also allow Bernauer the chance to swing the bat here. Big hole in left center as the center fielder is shaded over to right center. Against the lefty hitter. Corners in. Middle infielders playing at double play depth. 2-0 the count now to Bernauer as the second pitch is inside. Tolson sets and deals. Outside corner with a fastball called strike one. Now the 2-1. Slapped into left field. If it's fair, it'll be a double, and it is. Right of the line, goes all the way to the corner. Davis scores. McCabe hustling all the way from first. The throw to the plate is not in time. He scores standing. And Bernauer with a big 2-run double cuts this lead to 5-2. That error proving to be costly as it allows an extra run to score. Davis would have scored regardless, but now it would be a runner on second in a 4-run game as opposed to a 3-run game, and there would be 2 outs for Tolson. Now he's got to keep battling against Sammy Stevens, doing the catching here in Game 2. First pitch to him is low, 1-0. Stevens, 239, 0 for 3 in the first game. The 1-0, high and wide, well out of the zone, 1-1, or 2-0 rather. The 2-0, bit low, 3-0 to Sammy Stevens. The defense behind Tolson, as mentioned, the same as the way the game ended. Outfielders the same left to right. Oxer, the shortstop again. DeCastro over at third base once again. Tennell over at second. The two listed in the opposite positions, but switching to start this game, as opposed to waiting an inning as they did last game. 3-1 now the count as Stevens looks at a called strike. Good hitters count here. Try to drive in that run at second. Bernauer, casual lead off second. The 3-1 is popped in the air. Should be going foul, out of play. And no, it comes all the way back. Looked like it had enough to get out of play, but a good job by DeCastro over at third to keep his eye on the play, and it stayed in the field of play. He makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Off the bat, thought for sure that ball was not going to have enough to stay in. But it'll be up to Freddie Achkar III to try and drive in Bernauer at second. Hoyas have already cut into the deficit. 2 runs of their own here in the bottom of the first. 5-2 game. Achkar, making his 27th start, 35th appearance of the season, takes a called strike one. 178 average for the sophomore. 26 hits, 8 doubles, a home run, and 15 RBIs, 17 walks, 25 strikeouts for Achkar. Evens up the count at 1-1. Good job by DeBlaze. Keep that ball in front as it a little bit low in the dirt. Hawks playing him to pull as they've been playing all of the lefties thus far. Long wait, now the 1-1 swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1-2. Ball was a little bit up, looked appetizing. Achikari couldn't get the bat on it. Tolson, a long look in once again. Kicks and deals the 1-2. It's in the dirt, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs already crossed for the Hoyas. They have 2 hits. And number 23 at the dish. Bernauer at second after his 2 RBI double. The 2-2 to Stevens. Curveball called. Strike 3. Ring him up. And Tolson gets out of the inning, but not before he gives up 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error, and the Hoyas leave 1. So Grzybinski will go back to work. His team helping him out. Let's see if the balls find the fielders instead of finding the gaps here in the second. Hoyas down 5-2 as we enter the top of the second inning. The Hawks batted through the order in the top of the first, so leading off the top of the second is their leadoff man, Tyler Friss, who grounded out to shortstop on the first pitch of the game his first time up. And looks like he's going to ground out to shortstop on the second pitch that he sees and the first pitch of the inning again. Deja vu for Friss, as he is retired 6-3 and 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, it worked for the Hawks in the first inning, so maybe that's what they're trying to do. Do everything exactly the same as the first inning. If Oxier gets on now on a chopper up the middle, something is going on, and I will be a little weirded out. The first pitch to him, low and in the dirt, 1-0. As mentioned, Grzybinski wasn't really hit hard. He gave up the double, but that was the only real hard-hit ball in that first inning. A lot of them being slow dribblers and just finding the holes in the infield. Swing and a miss, 1-1 now to Oxier. His single was a chopper that hit off the hand of Grzybinski and then couldn't be handled by the middle infielders. 1-1, low and in again, 2-1. Hoyas with a win here will move 1 game to under 500. 22-24 coming into game 2. As that one's in there for a called strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Trying to keep pace with some of the top teams in the Big East. The 2-2 is high and wide, runs the count full, 3-2. Big East still jam-packed. The final 2 weekends of conference play will be crucial for most of the teams involved. So that one's high for ball 4. So not exactly the same as the first inning, but Oxier does get on as he did in the first. This time via the walk, it'll be DeBlaze up, who walked his first time up. Both runners coming around to score a run. We'll talk more about the Big East standings and how tight it is a little bit later in this game. The Blaze put together a good at-bat before walking, saw a lot of pitches, really made Grzybinski work. First pitch to him, breaking ball that stays high, 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back. 1-1. 1-1-1 across the boards. One catches the corner. 1-2. Nice pitch by Grzybinski. Infield set up a double play depth. Really could use a double play here. A little shift in momentum. Keep Grzybinski's pitch count down for the second inning. get back to the bats. He's thrown a lot of pitches thus far because of that long first inning. Gonna check up on Oxer over at first. He's back easily. That ball swung on and fouled at the plate. Stevens couldn't hold on to it. So it remains 1-2. Oxer running on the pitch. Ball's grounded to second baseman Bernstein. His only play will be at first, so good thing Oxer was running. That was the ground ball Grzelczynski wanted. But with Oxer running on the pitch, no play over at second. Only the one out over at first. 2 away, and it'll be Trower at the plate. Drove in the game's first run with a single, and would come around to score his own run. Big righty is his average up to 253, and he drills one deep left field, and it is foul. If it was fair, it was gone. Cleared the 330 marker and left, but it had just enough to hook foul. So a long, loud strike one to Trower, and Grzelczynski can breathe a sigh of relief. See if they go with the same pitch here. I would assume they're going to switch things up. The 0-1, fastball low in the dirt. Runner takes off for third. The throw is not in time, just ahead of the throw. Ball didn't get away from Stevens very far, but Oxer, good speed, and ran as soon as he saw it in the dirt. Was able to swipe third base. The 1-1 now outside, 2-1. Oxer was caught stealing in the first game, so now picks up another stolen base, 14 on the season, 4 behind Frisk, who had 1 in game 1. He's up to 18. The 2-1 on the outside corner, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Number 23, Jameson Trower at the plate. Grzelczynski wasting no time. The 2-2 is swung on and missed. Tried to hold up, but he couldn't. It's a strikeout for Grzelczynski, and he gets out of the inning unscathed. Gives up a walk, leaves a runner, and that's it for the Hawks. The Hoyas looking to chip away some more. In the bottom of the second, they're down 5-2. Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Hoyas, the third baseman, Ryan Weisenberg. Weisenberg, in game 1, was 1 for 3. Raising his average to 285. First pitch from Tolson is down low, 1-0. Weisenberg doubled his first time up to drive in a run and came around to score for his only hit in game 1. The 1-0 pitch now. Hit on the ground into the hole between short and third under both gloves, and he's in there with a base hit. Not hit all that hard, but similarly to the Hawks hits, found the right spot in the infield. So Weisenberg's on with a base hit, and he'll bring up the right fielder, Michael Dorenzi. Dorenzi had only 1 official plate appearance in game 1 as he was walked his second and third at-bats. Squared to bunt this time. A throw behind Weisenberg at first. Gets away from the first baseman, and Weisenberg's going to be in at second. Charge and error probably on the first baseman Trower on that one. Seemed like a decent enough throw that it could have been handled, but nonetheless, Weisenberg's over at second now. And Dorenzi might be able to free swing here if he was actually trying to lay a sacrifice down. See what he does here with 1 strike on him. He's swinging away, and he does so with a grounder. Back up the middle. Weisenberg's going to score from... Oh, no. Weisenberg's held up. I thought for sure Pete Wilk was going to send him, but with nobody on base, or no outs, rather. Don't want to risk making the first out at home. Weisenberg is a good runner, but holding him for Austin Shirley in the top of the order coming up. Try to drive him in that way. So Dorenzi has a base hit, 1st and 3rd now for the Hoyas. Good day for Dorenzi, 2 for 2 through the 2 games thus far. Austin Shirley now, also 1 for 3 in the last game. A single in his first at-bat, popped out and struck out in his other 2. Double play depth up the middle, corners in for the Hawks. Classic 1st and 3rd defense. First pitch outside to Shirley, 1-0. Shirley with great speed will be tough to double up. Gonna need a hard ground ball right to one of the infielders. Really overall good speed throughout the bases between all 3 runners. That ball's ripped down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone, but it's hooking foul. Shirley knew it as soon as he swung. That ball well over the 330 mark in right and beyond the Hoya dugout, or excuse me, Hoya bullpen in right. They're going to go give chase. Maybe they can find that ball. Counts 1-1 now to Shirley. Hoyas gave up 5 in the top of the 1st, looking to chip away here. Currently down 5-2. Runner at 3rd, the 1-1, low and in the dirt. 2-1. Scored a run in the 1st inning on a 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, sending the runner at 1st early, causing the Hawks to make a decision, and they tried to get the out at home, but the throw was too late. That happened in Game 1. Game 2, same thing, except it was the Hawks doing the 1st and 3rd. And the same exact thing happened. Hoyas went for the tag at the plate. Throw was late. And the Hawks scored one of their 5 runs. A little bit riskier now, with a big chance to score with the top of the order waiting on deck. 5-2 the score. The 2-1 outside, 3-1. Good hitters count for Shirley. Long fly ball will do. Base hit would be even better. The 3-1 to Shirley. Way outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the top of the order. Here in the bottom of the 2nd, the Hoyas are in business. A smart move by head coach Wilk not to send Weisenberg at 3rd. Didn't want to run into the 1st out of the inning at home, and now he is rewarded with bases loaded and nobody outs. They'll have a talk at the mound between Tolson and one of the coaches of the Hawks. Wilk will chat with Bernstein as he heads up the line over at 3rd base. Shirley and the 1st base coach talking things over. So Weisenberg at 3rd, Dorenzi at 2nd, Shirley at 1st. And Bernstein, who grounded out to the 1st baseman his first time up. They'll have a chance here with bases loaded, entering with the 3rd highest average on the team. 308 coming into this game, 306 now after the groundout. Infield remains at double play depth up the middle. Corners in. Dorenzi barely taking a lead at 2nd, now starts to jump off. First pitch is out of the zone, 1-0. Big spot here for the sophomore Marty Tolson to try and keep this game intact. The 1-0, high and wide, 2-0. Every ball giving Bernstein higher and higher probability of driving in some runs here. Nowhere to put him, gonna have to throw a strike soon. Tolson set at the belt again. High leg kick, kicks and deals. Bernstein fouls it up high again. This one does reach the stands. Out of play, 2-1 the count. Don't need to be a hero here if you're Bernstein. A lot of ways to score a run. Long sac fly. Grounder in one of the holes in the infield. Look to put the ball in play, make something happen. The 2-1, low, ball 3, 3-1. With bases loaded, nowhere to put him. Bernstein looking to zone up a pitch here. Hoyas down 3 here in the second. The 3-1 from Tolson catches the inside corner. Runs the count full, 3-2. That's fine if you're Bernstein. You didn't want that pitch. Let it go. You still have a chance here. He's got to throw you a strike. He's got nowhere else to put you. Here it comes. The payoff pitch. Hit high in the air to left field. That should be deep enough to score the run. We'll see. Marshall coming around from behind it. Solid throw to home, but it is not in time. And both runners are going to advance from second and first. Great base running by the Hoyas. Initially, it was only Weisenberg at third who tagged from his base. But then once Dorenzi and Shirley saw that the throw was making it all the way to home, they both took off for their respective bases, and they both slide in safely. Good job by Bernstein. Sac fly. Gets the job done. Don't always need a hit to score a run. And it's now a 5-3 game, and the Hoyas still with a great chance to get some more. Runners on second and third with only one out, and Ryan Davis at the plate. Doubled in his first at-bat. Down the left field line. Came around to score a run. First pitch to him. Outside corner, strike one. Some might say you could walk him here to load the bases and get a force out, but with Eddie McCabe on deck, you really don't want to be walking Davis. Tolson's going to go right after the left-handed hitter. The 0-1, breaking ball, hit it on a line to center field. Making the catch is Friss, and he's going to fire it towards third, allowing Dorenzi to score from third. Didn't want Shirley moving up a base, so he fires it into the cutoff man, allowing a run to score. Back-to-back sac flies for the Hoyas. And they're now down only one, 5-4. Pretty good job of pitching by Marty Tolson. He did get 2 outs with the bases loaded. 2 runs came across, but pretty solid job to only be giving up 2 with bases loaded and nobody out. Now with a chance to still have the lead going into the next inning if he can get Eddie McCabe here. Shirley is at second. McCabe reaching on an error to the shortstop, his first time up. The 1-0 to him, swung on and missed, 1-1. Shirley, with an aggressive secondary lead at second, has to hustle back. DeBlaze not afraid to fire it down to second if he feels like he has a chance to get you out. The 1-1 now. Breaking ball in the dirt and gets only partially past DeBlaze. He did a good job at stopping it and keeping it right at home plate. Shirley retreating back after thinking that DeBlaze maybe handled it cleanly. Had he seen that DeBlaze had dropped it even just a little bit, Shirley's speed could have gotten him there to third, but he would have had to run immediately as he saw DeBlaze go to his knees. So 2-1 now, still in scoring position. The pitch. Hit foul towards the parking lot, evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the second. Once again, 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings for the Hoyas. McCabe looking to tie this game. The 2-2 on the outside corner, called. Strike 3, ring them up. And just like last inning, that is how this inning ends, with a strikeout looking of the Hoyas. But again, not before the damage is done. 2 runs for the Hoyas. They leave a man at second, but they cut into this lead. It's down to 1. 5-4, the Hawks lead, heading into the top of the 3rd inning. Leading off for the Hawks in the top of the 3rd inning, Avery Tunnell. Or Tunnel. I prefer Tunnell. As the first pitch to him is high for ball 1. Tunnell 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Kuzbinski back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work, delivers a strike 1-1. Gave up 5 runs in the first, nothing in the second. His team has battled back for him, and they're down only 1, 5-4. Next pitch is in there for a called strike 2, 1-2. Fouled straight back. They'll do it again at 1-2. Kuzbinski 53 pitches through the first 2 innings. Trying to get a quick inning here. The 1-2 is in the dirt, blocked by Stevens. 2-2. Is a little blooper out towards center. Coming on is Davis. He dives and he can't make the catch. It goes by him. Backing up is Shirley, but not before Tunnell slides into second safely with a double. Didn't look like Davis had a good read on that ball. Made the dive anyway, and it cost him. Allows Tunnell to move up to second on what should have been only a 1-bagger. So, runner at second to start off this inning. We'll bring up Marshall, who had a he had a bouncing single to Weisenberg his first time up. Beat it out with his speed and a little bit of hesitancy by Ryan Weisenberg. Came around and scored one of the 5 runs in the first inning. First pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Stevens. 0-1. Temperature is dropping now to 70 degrees. Could be seeing the 60s here as this game comes along. Great temperatures for some weekday nighttime baseball. The 1-0 pitch swung on and hit on a line to left field. That'll be a base hit. Scooped up by Shirley in left. It'll be a base hit for Marshall. 2 for 2 on the day. Tunnell stays at third. Now it's first and third with nobody out for the Hawks. That'll bring up Joey Nicastro. And this is starting to get a little bit crazy, folks. Every time Joey Nicastro has come up to bat, he has had a runner on third base with a chance to drive him in, and every time he has driven in that runner from third base. First 2 times he did it with groundouts with less than 2 outs, and he got RBIs. Last 2 times he's delivered with 2 outs with a base hit. Now another opportunity here for his 5th RBI of the day. 3 in the first, and this would be his 2nd in this game if he drives in the run now. Takes a called strike, so 0-1. Next pitch is fouled straight back, 0-2, so deep in a hole, but don't count him out just yet. Tough place for Bernstein to play right now. Trying to shade for double play depth, but Nicastro has been hitting consistently into the hole between first and second rather. The 0-2 pitch to him. Hit on the ground to Bernstein. That should be 2. Flipped underhand for 1 over to first. In time for the double play. But nonetheless, the runner still scores from third. So he may not get an RBI because he hit into a double play, but he is 5 for 5 with driving in that runner at third when he has a chance. So the Hawks get the run in. They now lead 6-4. But a good double play nonetheless. Bernstein to McCabe to Bernauer. Exactly what Grzybinski needed. So 6-4 game, but 2 outs and nobody on base for Coleman, who hit a double to right center, drove in a run his last time up. Nothing in 2 now, the count to Coleman. Grzybinski trying to finish him off, and he does. Swing and a miss, ring him up. Grzybinski retires the side, but not before the Hawks add on to their lead, with 1 run here in the top of the 3rd. They leave nobody on. They get a hit, and the Hoyas get a double play. A lot of good action here so far through Game 2. Hoyas still trying to make that comeback, looking for 2 more runs to tie it up in the bottom of the 3rd. Don't go anywhere. More baseball to come right here on GeoHoyas.com. So the Hoyas have scored 2 runs in each of their innings of offense, looking for a 3rd straight inning, and that'll tie up the game as we're now 6-4. Entering the bottom of the 3rd, Alex Bernauer leading things off. Bernauer had a double and 2 RBIs for the 2 RBIs in the 1st inning. Ahead in the count now, 2-0. And he drills one into right center field. Going back is Friss at the track. He leaps and it's off the top of the wall. Rolls away from him. Bernauer on his horse is heading for 3rd, and he's going to be in there standing. A triple for Alex Bernauer, deep off the right center field wall, just over the W in We Are Georgetown. First gave it a good run to try and grab it, but he was unable to do so. And now quickly we have a visit to the mound. Is this going to be it for Tolson? It is. We have a pitching change here at Shirley Povich Field. Marty Tolson's day is done, and we'll see who the new pitcher is when we come back. Hoyas threatening to score again with a runner on 3rd and nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Back to the action here in the bottom of the 3rd. New pitcher. We saw him in the 1st game, Andre Bell for the Hawks. Bell, a sophomore left-handed pitcher. His first batter will be left-hander Sammy Stevens, who fouled out to the 3rd baseman his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Doing the catching in this game after DHing in Game 1. Next pitch to him is also away, 2-0. Swing and a miss at the 2-0, offering 2-1. Stevens, stay in your zone. May have chased the pitch there, assuming a strike was coming. Bell coming into today, 7.88 ERA. This is his 19th appearance. His stats not updated. Excuse me. Now we do have the updated stats. 7.68 ERA, including his work in the 1st game. 284 average runners against. 38 and 2/3 innings, 52 hits, 33 earned runs, 27, now 28 walks allowed, 19 strikeouts. He walks Sammy Stevens. Now puts runners on 1st and 3rd for Freddie Achikar III. He struck out looking his first time up. Bernauer's over at 3rd and Stevens out 1st. The lefty's pitch. A bunt popped up into the air. Bell off the mound has it before it hits the ground. That's a big first out. Double play now will stop the Hoyas from scoring here in the bottom of the 3rd. Always frustrating when a player can't get the bunt down. It should be one of the easier plays in baseball, and yet seems to be one of the most difficult for players. Part of it is the lack of practice. Part of it is the ability of the pitcher to locate his pitches and have such great movement and speed on a ball. So double play will end the inning here. DeBlaze does a good job of keeping that ball from getting past him. 1-0 the count now to Ryan Weisenberg, who singled to left his first time up, came around to score a run. The 1-0 to him, way outside, but he swung at it, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Hit on the ground towards short. Oxier has it. Makes the play over at second for one. Over to first. Not in time. Weisenberg beats it out. Allows Bernauer to score from third. And the Hoyas cut into the lead 6-5. Was hitting the hole just deep enough at short to allow Weisenberg to dig it out over to first. Oxier did all he could. And a nice turn over by Tunnell over at second. But not enough to catch Weisenberg. So 2 outs, runner on first, 6-5 ball game here in the third. Michael Dorenzi at the plate. Dorenzi singled to center and came around to score his first time up. First pitch to him from the lefty is high, ball one. The 1-0 bounded foul to the Georgetown dugout. 1-1 count to the right fielder. Average up to 239 with his 2 hits today. Batting .279 this season with runners on. Taking off from first, it's Weisenberg. Ball hit right to the second baseman. Tunnell barely had to move. He fires over to first in time to retire the side. Hoyas don't get 2, but they get the run back that they gave up in the top of the third. They remain down 1, 6-5, heading into the top of the 4th inning. Grzybinski already at the mound, ready to go back to work for his 4th inning. Don't go anywhere. Georgetown baseball being broadcasted live on GUHoyas.com. 9-1-2 for Jacob Grzybinski. Brian Cordell struck out his first time up, will be the first hitter. Grzybinski in his 4th inning of work. Allowed 5 in the first, 1 in the third. His team's down 6-5, and on the first pitch, Cordell puts the ball in play, but a slow grounder to Bernauer, who gobbles it up. Takes it to the bag unassisted for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. So top of the order, Tyler Friss, who has seen 2 pitches in this game too, and he's grounded both of them over to Eddie McCabe at short. Let's see if he decides to take a pitch here his 3rd time up. He squares the bunt, and he does pull it back as the ball was inside for a ball 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, a little bit low, 2-0. Pitch is sailed into right center field for a base hit. Friss with good speed is always looking at second. Takes a wide turn at first, but will retreat back as the ball was gobbled in quickly by Dorenzi. So base hit for the leadoff man puts the Hawks in business with 1 out. And he'll bring up the shortstop, Dylan Oxier. Singled up the middle and walked in his 2 at-bats, so he's 1 for 1. Friss with tremendous speed over at first. Not a big lead now, and he was ready for the throw over. Walks back with ease, but keep an eye over at first. Always looking to run. Oxier squares the bunt. Ball is high. Throw down to first. First gets back safely. The way these two offenses are going, it looks like a one-run game could be in store for us. 1 to 2 runs. Every run looking like it's going to be important. Oxier sends a flare into center field, easily gathered up there by Davis, and he is retired for the second out of the inning. 2 away for the number 3 hitter, Dominic DeBlaze.
Number 15, Dominic DeBlaze.
DeBlaze 0 for 1 in this game with a walk and a ground out to the second baseman his last time up. Average has dipped down, entering today at 306, was 310 to start the afternoon. Another checkup over on Freese, he's back. And now we're going to have a mound visit by one of the assistant coaches of the Hoyas, just checking up on Grzybinski, perhaps not liking what he saw, either on a last pitch or on the throw over to first. Just checking up, very quick mound visit, going over the game plan, making sure Grzybinski is ready. Make sure he knows the scouting report of DeBlaze, although he has struggled this afternoon and this evening. Still a very dangerous hitter, and you have to make sure you pay attention to, and also be aware of the speed of Friss over at first. The first pitch to DeBlaze is outside for ball 1. Darkened skies now, shrouding Shirley Povich Field. The lights are on. Been on for most of the afternoon. The 1-0 is in there for a called strike at the knees, 1-1. The 1-1, a breaking ball, called strike 2, 1-2. Grzybinski looking for a shutdown inning here. He's 1 for 2 on the day in shutdown innings thus far. The 1-2 pitch. First fakes the run, then retreats back as the ball is high and wide. 2-2 now the count with 2 outs. Hoyas scoring in every inning thus far. Hawks didn't score in the second. Grzybinski trying to give them another 0 up on that board. The 2-2, a little bit low, 3-2. So Friss will be running from first, and that makes him even that much more dangerous, as a base hit to the outfield could reasonably drive him in from first as he's getting a running start. The 3-2 pitch, hit on the ground to McCabe. He'll fire it over to first in time to retire the side. So Grzybinski allows Friss to get on board with a base hit, but he leaves him stranded on the base paths, and he shuts down the Hawks after the Hoyas gave him another run to work with. 6-5, the Hoyas look to continue their run streak alive, 4 straight innings with a run scored. They'll try to do so with the 9-1-2 hitters coming up in just a little bit. Hoyas down 6-5, entering the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning, Austin Shirley will lead things off for the Hoyas. 9-1-2 going against Andre Bell, who's in relief for the starting pitcher Marty Tolson. 12 pitches so far in his 1 inning of work. First pitch from Shirley is bunted at, straight back foul. 0-1. The earned runs charged to Tolson's account when Andre Bowe was pitching. So 5 runs against Marty Tolson. Squares the bunt again, but takes it this time for a strike. 0-2 now to Shirley. Even with 2 strikes, the Castro is going to stay on the grass at third, knowing the speed of Shirley. I'm sure swinging away here, but not going to let him get away with an easy one, as that 0-2 pitch is check swung. 1-2 now the count. Bernstein awaits his chance on deck. The 1-2 breaking ball missed inside 2-2. Three lefties here in this inning for Bell, getting the advantage here, but from 0-2 to 3-2, 3 straight balls out of the zone. Shirley showing his discipline here. Now the payoff pitch. Ball 4, well high, and he walks him after getting ahead 0-2. 4 straight pitches out of the zone. The leadoff man is on, and it's a speedy one in Shirley, who's walked for the 2nd time in this game. Brings up Jake Bernstein, who hit a sac fly to left his last time up for an RBI. Grounded out to first his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. First pitch to him, fastball, just misses outside, 1-0. Castro well in at third. Backs up a little bit now, but taking a couple steps forward right before the pitch is thrown. Bernstein could bunt, but wouldn't expect him to here. Shirley takes off. They haven't picked off if they can get the throw down, and they can't. Ball tips away from the shortstop Oxier. Now Shirley's heading to third, and he's going to be in there sliding. Ball tipped off the glove of Oxier after Trower gave him a rough throw, and it had to be gathered by the left fielder Marshall, who came sprinting in, but not until Shirley ends up swiping third base as well. So 2 stolen bases for Shirley after he was picked off initially, and now Bernstein with a chance to tie this game up. The 1-0 pitch to Bernstein, way high, 2-0. Bell seems a little uncomfortable here in this 4th inning. Missing on a lot of his pitches, has shown good life on his fastball, but hasn't been able to control any of the off-speed stuff. Fastball most likely coming here. Took a little bit something off of it, maybe another breaking ball. Wasn't quite as fast as some of his other pitches, but it was a strike, 2-1. Bernstein takes it high, 3-1, good hitter's count. Ball in play, should get the run across if it's hit on the ground, perhaps with the exception of Nicastro at third. 3-1, right there for strike 2, 3-2. He's been wild, hasn't been able to show that he can consistently throw strikes this inning, so it doesn't hurt to take the 3-1 pitch there. Now the 3-2. Lined into center field. Frisk comes on to make the sliding grab, but that should be deep enough to score a run. The throw comes in. One hopper to Trower, who cuts it off, and this ball game is tied. Another sac fly for Jake Bernstein. 2 RBIs here in game 2. And this is a tie ball game at 6 apiece. It all started thanks to the speed of Austin Shirley. Ends up stealing 2 bases in that inning. They appeal over to third base, do the Hawks, to make sure that Shirley didn't leave third early. Umpire says safe. So now 100% confirmed that it is, in fact, a tie game. No strings left untied. A bunt attempt here. The throw over to first is just in time. Barely beating the speedy base runner of Davis is Bell. Came off the mound nicely and fired a perfect strike to his first baseman for the second out of the inning. It was a good bunt, just better defense on the part of the Hawks. So Eddie McCabe will be up. Reached on an error and struck out looking his last time up. The 1-0 to him. Hit in the air towards right field, hooking towards the line. A sliding effort. Unable to be handled by the right fielder, and it lands in fair territory. McCabe is going to have 3. Brian Cordell sliding to try and make the catch. Couldn't come up with it. And it allows McCabe to get all the way around to third. Second triple of the game for the Hoyas. Third of the day. And now an opportunity to take the lead if they can get a 2-out hit here from Alex Bernauer, who's 2 for 2 with a double and a triple in tonight's ballgame. First time facing Bell, however. First pitch to him, in there for a called strike, 0-1. Bell looking like he's aiming his pitches and has taken a little bit off of his velocity. Would not expect him to be coming back out for the 5th inning. Just trying to work through this 4th here, the 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. McCabe thought about it, then thought against it. He'll stay at third. One is a bouncer over to second, right under the legs of the second baseman. And just like that, the Hoyas take the lead. Something's going on over there at second base for the Hawks. First it was Nicastro, now Tennell with an easy ground ball that just went right through the wickets. Got to stay down on those balls. Bernauer, not a speedy runner. Wasn't the speed that got to Tennell, just simply pulled his glove up before the ball had reached. But the Hoyas will take it. They have the lead now. And Sammy Stevens is at the plate, 0 for 1 with a flyout and a walk. First pitch swinging, hits it high in the air to left field. Coming over to get it is Marshall. He'll make the grab and retire the side. But the Hoyas get a little bit of luck and a little bit of help from the Hawks and drive in some runs. 2 more runs on the board. They've scored in every inning so far, and they now have a 7-6 lead after one time being down 5-0. Grzybinski coming back to the mound for his 5th inning of work, now with the lead. You're watching Georgetown Hoyas baseball on GUHoyas.com. Top of the 5th inning now. The Hoyas have battled all the way back from 5-0 in the first to take the lead 7-6 here in the 5th. Jamison Trower will try to get the Hawks back on track. They've put up a goose egg in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch from Grzybinski, entering with 79 pitches here in the 5th. If he gets into any danger, suspect that Pete Wilk will go to the bullpen, but he delivers a first pitch strike to Trower, 0-1. Next pitch is in there as well, 0-2. Trower 1 for 2 with a single in the first and a strikeout his last time up. The 0-2 from Grzybinski. Strike 3, ring him up, down goes Trower. 1 away here in the 5th. 5 strikeouts for Grzybinski. Tennell comes up, also 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. 4 straight strikes from Grzybinski. The 0-1, fouled away, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Grzybinski, fouled away into the parking lot. They'll do it again. Still all strikes from Grzybiński, though. Looking for a quick inning and another shutdown inning. The 0-2 grounded to the left side. McCabe has it. Flings it over to first in time for the second out of the inning. Nice little play by McCabe. 6-3 on the putout. That'll bring up Dwayne Marshall. Marshall, the left fielder, 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. 1 to third and 1 to left. Two away here. 8th pitch of the inning, and it's the first ball of the inning for Grzybiński. Inside to Marshall, 1-0. Offense certainly came to life here today at Shirley Povich Field. 7 runs in Game 1, already 7 runs here in Game 2, and scoring at least 1 in every inning. The 1-0 now. Hit into the air. This could be a 9-pitch inning for Grzybiński. Under it is Dorenzi, and he makes the catch, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Grzybiński, and another shutdown inning for the lefty. He has pitched extremely well here tonight, and even better after that first inning when the Hawks got him for 5 runs. His day might be done. We'll find out in the 6th, but the Hoyas will look to go back to work in the bottom of the 5th. They're up 7-6. Leading off for the Hoyas in the bottom of the 5th inning, Freddie Achikar. He's 0 for 2 with a bunt attempt for an out and a strikeout looking, so 0 for 2. Facing the new pitcher, it'll be number 12, Toby Hoskins. The right-hander, first pitch is a liner right to Trower over at first. Achikar gave it a ride, but it finds the leather of Trower. 1 pitch, 1 out for Hoskins before we can even say his stat line. The right-hander comes into his 15th game, usually a starter, but getting some time here during the weekday game. 3.29 ERA, 5-8 record, 3 complete games, including a shutout. So the ace of the staff for sure for this Hawks team. 76 2/3 innings, 78 hits allowed, 28 earned runs, 40 total runs, 23 walks, 53 strikeouts. He's given up 12 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, and opponents are batting .264 against him. And he's delivered a first pitch strike to Ryan Weisenberg, who grounded out but drove in a run his last time up. Delivered a single to left his first time up. The 0-1 pitch to him. He squares the bunt, catches the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2. Similarly to Grzybiński, nothing but strikes so far for Hoskins. Hoskins dealing from the stretch with nobody on. The 0-2, a little bit low for the first ball, 1-2. Hoskins, 6'4", 215-pound, right-handed senior. Hails from Northeast Maryland. Has a little chat with DeBlaze before sending in this 1-2 pitch to Weisenberg. Gets what he wants, kicks and deals. Weisenberg checks his swing. Did he go? They appeal to first. No swing, says the first base umpire. That is David Speaks over there at first. So a 2-2 count. Hoyas battled all the way back from 5 runs in the top of the first. Now have the lead 7-6. 2-2. A little bit low, 3-2 to Weisenberg. Temperature officially dipping down into the 60s. 68 degrees here. 9:19 at Shirley Povich Field. The payoff pitch now. Swung on and missed. Down goes Weisenberg for the second out of the inning. And the Hoyas in big trouble of keeping their run streak alive. They've scored in 4 straight innings now with nobody on and 2 outs. Going to be hard pressed to get a runner around to score. But Michael Dorenzi will bat nonetheless, try to get a little 2-out rally going to keep things alive. He's 1 for 2, grounded out, and a single his first time up. Takes that pitch well out of the zone for ball 1, 1-0. Seven, 8, 9 for the 6th inning for the Hawks, which could leave them at the top of the order if they need to play comeback in the 7th. Looks like it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning here for Hoskins as Dorenzi flies it out to the third baseman, Nicastro, and that's exactly what it is. 1-2-3 for Toby Hoskins and the Hawks. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Head to the top of the 6th. 7, 8, 9 upcoming for the Hawks as they look to play comeback down 1. Joey Nicastro leads things off for the Hawks, who now find themselves down 7-6. Grzybinski back on the mound for the 6th inning here. Pitch count at 88. First pitch strike to Nicastro, who's 1 for 2 here in Game 2. Nicastro with an RBI single and a double play his last time up. Hits the ball to the left side for the first time all day, and he grounds out to Weisenberg. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. That is the first time Nicastro has come up without a runner on third base. He wanted to keep third base involved in his story, so he made sure to ground out to the Hoya third baseman in Weisenberg. So the first time for Nicastro that a run has not scored after he has made contact with the baseball. Brings up a heavy swinging Coleman, who's 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. Coleman DHing. Average at 211, improving on his 200 average coming into the game. Only his 14th start and 25th game, so still a very fluctuating batting average. 1 to 2 hits can change it by 10s to 20s of degree points. Percentage points, rather. The 1-1 pitch to him, swung on and missed again. 1-2, Grzybinski dealing here. The 1-2 to Coleman. Hit in the air down the right field line. Dorenzi looks like he has a beat on it. He makes the catch in right. And there's 2 away here in the 6th. I'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Brian Cordell. And if he gets Cordell here, it'll be 6 innings thrown for Grzybinski. And even though he wasn't hit hard in the first, if you told me that he was going to make it through the 6th inning, allowing only 6 runs after allowing 5 in the first, and throwing a lot of pitches, probably wouldn't have believed you. But he has the chance here if he can get Cordell out. First pitch to him is way outside for ball 1, 1-0. Cordell 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to first his last time up. The 1-0 is high, 2-0. Cordell is just looking to get on base. 0 for 2 last game, 0 for 2 this game. Was hit by a pitch for his only trip onto the base paths. Sends that one foul, so it's 2-1 now. The 2-1 inside. 3-1 now to Cordell. Grzybinski should just look to attack Cordell here, make him beat you with a base hit. 3-1 does just that, sends the ball right down the middle Cordell takes, and it's now full. 3-2, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Right-handed arm warming up in the Hoyas bullpen. Krasminski trying to shut him down here. The 3-2 outside, ball 4. Let's see if with the top of the order coming up, Pete Wilk goes to his bullpen or allows Krasminski to stay in here. There is some movement over at the Hoya dugout. Wilk is on his feet, but looking towards the dugout. Hasn't made his move yet, and now here he comes. Looks like this will be it for Krasminski. Wilk makes the sign towards the bullpen. Gave him a chance to go 6 with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters up, but he walks the 9-hole hitter Brian Cordell, and his day will be done after 5 2/3. So new pitcher coming in. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. Hoya is up 7-6 in the top of the 6th pitching change here at GUHoyas.com. Back here at Shirley Povich Field, top of the order for the Hawks. Pitching change for the Hoyas, now pitching Nick Morreale, who will probably be in here looking for the 4-out save. He will first face Tyler Friss, the leadoff man, who was 1 for 3 in this game. 2 groundouts and a single to right his last time up. Brian Cordell is at first after walking when Jacob Krasminski was still in the game. 2 outs here, top of the 6th. Morreale, the tall right-handed pitcher for the Hoyas, delivers a first pitch, fouled off by Friss. Morreale, sophomore, 6'5", 220. He is in his 18th game, 4.22 ERA, 2-4 win-loss record. He does have 2 saves. The 0-1 on the outside corner, strike 2, 0-2. 42 2/3 innings, 36 hits allowed, 20 earned runs, 34 walks, 52 strikeouts. Looking for number 53 here. Opponents batting .224 against him. The 0-2 pitch to the leadoff man, Friss. Low in the dirt, couldn't get him to chase. 1-2. Bullpen continues to have movement for the Hoyas, just in case Morreale can't get Friss here. The 1-2 hit on a line, foul down the third baseline. Just a 1-run game, 7-6. Cordell, the tying run over at first. Friss does have 1 home run this season. Not a huge threat to hit it out of the park. 1-2. Hits it on a line right to Michael Dorenzi and right. He hit it well, but right to the right fielder, and the side is retired. 3 straight innings of no runs scored for the Hawks. The Hoyas try to give Morreale some breathing room for the 7th. They go to bat up 7-6. Bottom of the 6th here, Austin Shirley to bat for the Hoyas against Toby Hoskins here in his 2nd inning of work. 7-6 the score. Hoyas scoring in every inning except for the 5th. Austin Shirley getting things started by taking a called strike, 0-1. Shirley yet to register an official at-bat with 2 walks. He did steal 2 bases, came around to score his last time up. He is the reason why the Hoyas lead right now. Him with a combination of Jake Bernstein, driving him in with a sac fly. 0-2 now the count to the left fielder. Toby Hoskins has his sign, kicks and deals. Way outside, ball tailing away from him, 1-2. One-two pitch. Hit into the air, playable for the 3rd baseman. He's under it, and De Castro puts it away for the 1st out here in the 6th. Moves us to the top of the order, and Jake Bernstein at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a couple of sac fly RBIs in his last 2 at-bats. Grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. First pitch to him is hit on the ground to the first baseman, but hops foul. So 0-1. Hoskins gets the beat on him. Hoyas do have a right-hander warming up in the pen, potentially Jimmy Swad. Hard to see from here up in the booth. Swad picking up the save in Game 1. Would be looking to pick up the save here as well in Game 2. Nick Morreale definitely could go back to pitch the top of the 7th. He does have 2 saves under his belt as well. 1-1 the count now to Bernstein, the leadoff man for the Hoyas. Bit high, 2-1 now the count. Whoever it is, Swad or Morreale, will have 2, 3, and 4, the heart of the lineup for the Hawks in the top of the 7th. Again, top of the 7th will be the last inning as the doubleheader between out-of-conference opponents. The games were issued as 2 7-inning games. 3-1 now, the count to Bernstein. Good hitters count here. Looking to get on base, try to come around and score, get that insurance run. Right now, 1 swing of the bat will tie things up for the Hawks. Like to have that ability to allow a runner on without him being the game-tying run. Bernstein bunts on 3-1, and he bunts it foul. Not a bad time to bunt, as I know it caught me by surprise. Try to catch the defense off guard, expecting him to swing away 3-1, find a pitch that he likes to hit. But as mentioned, just trying to get on base any way he can so that he can come around and score. Now looking to do so on the 3-2 pitch. Hoskins kicks and deals, and Bernstein fouls it down the left field line. They'll do it again. Eastern Shore entered this game on a 3-game winning streak. Now in jeopardy of dropping 2 in a row, both to the Hoyas. That ball sent high and wide for ball 4. Bernstein walks. This is the last game of the season for Maryland Eastern Shore before the MEAC Championships that begin on May 16th in Silwa Stadium, Daytona Beach, Florida. So they're about to enter the championships on a hot streak, and now looks like they'll be back to a 2-game losing streak if this score holds up here. Still 3 outs to be recorded by the Hoyas. Right now they're looking to add on, as that ball was fouled at the plate with Davis still in the box. So it's 0-1. Davis with a double, a sac fly, and a ground out. Tried to bunt his way on last time up. 1-3 on the putout. The 0-1 to him, high and wide, 1-1. When Hoskins misses, he's been missing pretty badly. Pitches like that, well, high and wide, easy to recognize his ball is coming out of his hand. The Hoyas again will take on Butler in Indianapolis this weekend. Next Tuesday, they'll be back here for a game against UMBC before finishing off their regular season versus Seton Hall here at Shirley Povich Field. Seton Hall right now, few games up on Georgetown in second place with a record of 10-2. Georgetown 7-5 conference record. Butler half a game behind Georgetown at 6-5. So this upcoming weekend series will be crucial for standings in the Big East. St. John's continues to lead at 11-1. Villanova continues to dwell in the cellar at 0-12. A hit and run on. Bernstein slides into second safely as the ground ball to short is gathered up, and Davis is retired, but potentially stops a double play. It wasn't hit all that hard, and Davis has good speed, so not sure if he would have been out at first had Bernstein not been running. So it's really a matter of a runner at second with 2 outs or a runner at first with 2 outs. Certainly will take the situation we are in. Brings up Eddie McCabe with a runner in scoring position and 2 away. McCabe tripled to right his last time up. Wasn't a very hard hit ball, but had just enough to get past the right fielder after a diving sliding attempt. He made his way to third. Came around to score a run as well. Want to know the count to him. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. 1-0 curveball, nearly got away and hit him. Stays inside, 2-0. Bernstein casual lead off second. Curveball hit towards the hole to the left side, and it's in. It's through. There's going to be a play at the plate. The throw coming in, and he is out at the plate. Bernstein trying to score from second. Head coach Pete Wilk gambled, and it didn't pay off this time. Hawks get a big third out to keep this a 1-run game. But the Hoyas have the lead going into the 7th. They'll look to close things out facing the 2, 3, 4 hitters of Maryland Eastern Shore. We go to the top of the 7th now as Jimmy Swad looks to pick up 2 saves in one day. Here to pitch the top of the 7th in a 1-run ball game. He will have Oxier, DeBlaze, and Trower to try and get through. The right-hander picking up a save in game 1, coming in middle of the 7th inning. He throws 2/3 of an inning, does walk a man, had 2 wild pitches, but got the 2 outs that he needed in order to preserve the save and the win for the Hoyas. Not a lot of wiggle room to work with here, but he's on in the stretch, and he delivers the first pitch strike to Oxier, 0-1. Oxier 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a flyout. The 0-1 skied into the air, not deep at all, stays in the infield, a couple of steps onto the grass. Eddie McCabe makes the catch, and there's 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Brings up Dominic DeBlaze, the 3-hole hitter. 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts and a walk. Swad coming in for Moriali. Got the job done last inning, pitching a third of an inning, finishing off Grzybinski's excellent night. We'll have 6 runs tagged to his line, but the 5 runs in the first were not really his fault. Not a lot of balls hit hard. Has a little bit of a delay as Austin Shirley had to go pick up a ball that was thrown onto the field from the Hawks bullpen. But now we're all good. Set to play once again. And now the umpire is having a bit of a discussion here. I believe charging a warning or a delay of game towards the Hawks bench. Bit of a warning, although I'm sure it wasn't intentional. They did delay the game, allowing the ball to get onto the field. So 0-1 count. Checks his swing again. Did he go? No. So it's the third base umpire. 1-1 now, the count to the Blaze. But getting back to Jacob Grzybiński, wasn't hit hard in the first, just had 5 runs tagged to him. And after that, really settled down nicely, throwing 4 2/3 of 1-run baseball, including 3 shutout innings to end his line. 1-2 now to from Swad, 2 to Blaze. Inside and a little bit low, 2-2. Swad with good speed, good movement on his pitches. He's really shown himself to be an effective closer, looking for save number 11 on the season in 23 wins for the Hoyas. The 2-2. High and inside. 3-2 now, the count. Just past the 2-hour mark here for this game. Top 7, 1-run game. The payoff pitch to the Blaze. Hit high in the air to left center field. Shirley looks like he has a beat on it, and he catches it as he enters the warning track. Runs into Davis playfully for the second out of the inning. Hoyas 1 out away from taking both games in this doubleheader and improving to 23 and 24 on the season. Looking also for their 8th straight win of the season. It'll be Jamison Trower, who has been a tough out all game, all day really. He's 1 for 3 in this one with an RBI single and 2 strikeouts. So Grzybiński really found him, had his number after the first at-bat. Still a tough out here. Had a very strong game 1. The 1-0 to him, high, 2-0. Swad deals, and that ball's skied high into the air, right side of the field, should be going back towards the stands, and it does hit the top row of the small stands here at Shirley Povich Field. Count moves 2-1. One is well away. 3-1 now. Swad in jeopardy of putting the tying runner on board. And it gave the go-ahead run a chance to bat. The 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Swad walks Trower, putting the tying run on board. Trower not with great speed. See if any moves are made for a pinch runner to come on. Or if they elect to have Trower run. Nobody coming out of the bench right now, so it looks like Trower will be the runner. And it'll be Avery Tennell up at the plate. First pitch to him, a little bit low, 1-0. Swad suddenly struggling to find his control. Tennell 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored, struck out and ground out in this game. The 1-0. On the inside corner, called, strike 1, 1-1. Trower's short lead, 1-1, drifted way outside. Slider that Swad didn't really have much control of, 2-1. Fastball again on the inside corner. Tennell doesn't agree with it. Evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Swad looking for the save. He's set. He kicks and deals. Fouled towards the dugout of Georgetown. They'll do it again at 2-2. Trower at first on the walk. Tennell at the plate. Swad the pitch. Outside, 3-2. Trower will be off at first. He represents the tying run. Tennell, the go-ahead run at the plate. The payoff pitch from Swad. Swung on and missed. And the Hoyas win it. They sweep the doubleheader over Maryland Eastern Shore, winning both games, scoring 7 runs in both, 7-5 in Game 1, 7-6 here in Game 2. And they do so in comeback fashion after falling down 5-0 after the top of the first. They scored 2 in the first, second, and fourth, 1 in the third, and they hold the Hawks to only 1 run scored after that 5-run first inning. 7 runs, 7 hits, and an error for the Hoyas. 6 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors for the Hawks. The Hawks fall to 12-39 on the season. Georgetown, 1 game under 500 with 7 to play. 23-24 their record. They now head to Indianapolis for a 3-game set against the Butler Bulldogs, who are only a half game back of them in the division. Big rivalry games this weekend in Indianapolis. Your next time to see them will be next Tuesday against UMBC here at Shirley Povich Field, where they end their season on a 4-game homestand. Next Wednesday. And then they will finish off the season Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sorry, right the first time. So come on back Tuesday, UMBC, Thursday, Friday, Saturday against Seton Hall. I believe my math is correct. If not, you can always double check on guhoyas.com as you are on now. So a great job for the Hoyas, picking up a couple of victories, 1 game under 500, 7 great games to play, 6 huge ones against conference opponents. So we hope you enjoyed the live streams, hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'd like to thank everybody involved with today's broadcast who are able to make these streams possible so we can get the games to you. I am Dan Ward signing off, saying so long, God bless, and go Hoyas.